What's up, guys? This is Jermaine. Welcome back to my channel, The 91 Box. We're going to be doing a reaction video of this YouTube channel called Godless and Grounded, which is pretty much an atheistic channel. And the video we're going to be doing is called The Most Laughable Claims About Jesus. Now, in this video, I want to address some of the claims that they're talking about. In this section of the video, they're talking about the resurrection and they're going against it. In this, I'm not going to be making any claims or a lot of claims. I just want to ask a lot of questions that they pose about the resurrection. So, guys, I will have the full video in the description box below. So the original link to this video, you guys can go check out the entire video for yourself if you want to watch it and see what they have to say. The video itself is about 20 minutes long, but again, I'm only doing a small section. They're addressing the resurrection. Now, before we go any further, guys, like the video, share it, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Now, before we go any further, I actually want us to start on a basis because this video, they're making a lot of claims. They're talking about claims of the Bible that's laughable, but by doing so, this video makes a lot of claims that I don't know if they're really that informed. So let's just start with a definition that we all can agree to, or at least can know at the start of this video so that we're on the same page. So I went to Google and I looked up the word claim, and one of the definitions that it has is an assertion of the truth of something, typically one that is disputed or in doubt. So when people make a claim, they're making a truth claim. They're trying to say something as if it is true. Now, just because someone says something is true, that doesn't necessarily make it true. You would have to provide evidence to back up that claim. So when someone makes a claim about something, the burden of proof is on them. But really in this video, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, specifically addressing the resurrection. So let's look into that. All right. So I'm going to be starting around the 3-minute mark. Let's go.
The resurrection claim is probably the most central and yet the most laughable of all. Christians insist that Jesus was crucified, buried, and then came back to life after 3 days. But if you look at it from the outside, this is a story we would dismiss in any other context. If someone today claimed their neighbor died and then rose from the grave after 3 days, would you believe them on word of mouth alone? Or would you demand evidence?
Okay. So they asked this question about if your neighbor died and said that they rose again from the grave on the 3rd day, would you believe them or would you demand evidence? They do make a good point in this video, but I actually want to ask a question about that. Here's my question to that question. Are Christians talking about their neighbors resurrecting? Or are we talking about a Jesus of Nazareth in the Bible? Is this a fair comparison? Or is this a false equivalence? Let's go further.
Would you expect medical reports, photographs, videos, or at the very least independent witnesses? Of course you would. And yet the resurrection story has none of this.
Okay. So I would say they are right on some of these points. We don't have medical records, we don't have photographs, we don't have videos. But let me ask this question. When did the resurrection of Jesus Christ happen? Did it happen in ancient times or did it happen in modern times? Are medical records, photographs, and videos, are these ancient inventions or are these modern inventions? Now, it says a claim that was made in this video was said that we don't have none of these. Let me ask you this question. Is that true? Isn't the four gospel accounts considered independent witnesses? I would like to ask, what do you mean by independent witnesses? I would like to know that. So, hold on. I have that. So, I would want to know, what do they mean by independent witnesses? Because maybe both of us have different definitions for what we mean by independent witnesses. So let's go further.
No historians of that time recorded it. No Roman officials documented it.
Okay, so they make another claim. I had to just get this down. No historians of that time recorded it. And another claim that was made was that no Roman officials documented it. Let me ask this question, because I don't want to assume the AI knows, but I want to ask, who is Flavius Josephus? Who is Flavius Josephus? I mean, we have information right here. I mean, they said no historian or no Roman official recorded it. I mean, do we have a time period of when this person was born? I'm just asking questions because this video is making a lot of claims about the resurrection, and I don't want to assume that they know. So, who is Flavius Josephus? All right, let's continue.
The only sources are anonymous gospel writers decades after the supposed event.
Okay. It's also talking about we have anonymous gospels written decades after the supposed event. I will give credit, they are right that the documents were written decades later. The gospels, that those documents. But I want to ask, isn't these supposed anonymous gospels have names identifying the writers? Don't these anonymous gospels have names on them to identify who the writers are? I mean, I'm just asking questions. I don't want to make any claims in this video. I really want to challenge this video and also challenge other atheists if they have these type of claims. What do you say about do you have any answers for my questions? Just that's all I'm trying to do.
It is also worth noting that resurrection myths existed long before Christianity. Osiris in Egypt, Dionysus in Greece, and even Mithras were all figures said to have died and come back to life.
Okay. So they mentioned Osiris, Dionysus, and Mithras. So I did some research, and I do want to give credit where credit is due. In this video, they are right that resurrection myths did exist before Christianity. They said long before. So again, I'll give them credit for that. Here's my question. I think I have a few more questions after this, but I want to ask: are the resurrection stories of Osiris, Dionysus, and Mithras the same as the resurrection story of Jesus Christ? Are those stories the same? Not similar, but are they the same as Jesus Christ of Nazareth? I mean, they all have resurrection in them, so that's what makes them similar, but are they the same story? And I'll ask, when you compare those resurrection stories to the resurrection story of Jesus, do you get the same results? Look, as a believer, I wasn't always a believer, and I didn't always want to be a Christian. I've had my encounter with Jesus Christ, God. And the Bible, which is the inspired word of God, gives a standard on how you should do things. And so I actually want to bring something up. So a simple short verse, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. And I'll be reading the English Standard Version, the ESV. And it says, but test everything, hold fast what is good. But test everything. So even God doesn't mind skepticism. He invites critical thinking and examination and discernment, analysis. So I just hope atheists have a fair standard in terms of judging Christianity. If you're going to be fair to other religions and judge them with a level of healthy scrutiny, do the same thing with Christianity. Actually, if whatever claims you're making, actually fact check them. See if there's any opposing views to your claims. See if they have merit. I'm just asking questions. So I want to know your thoughts, guys. For any of you guys who are atheists out there, I definitely want to know your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know. Do you think I asked some good questions, or do you think I didn't do good enough? Or do you have answers for the questions I asked? I mean, I don't mind the answers. I'm always learning. I don't know everything. So like I've been on this journey following God for 17 years, and I've had some stumbling blocks in this journey, and then I've had some exponential growth. So I will say, there is a video on this channel. This is like an atheistic channel. It says godless and grounded. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but uh, I think I was looking up like, does this like, do they believe? Are they at least agnostic, or maybe? So here on this channel, probably you got this one video. Again, there's not a person recording himself talking in this video, but
Welcome back to
the video title for this is "Why I Do Not Believe in God." So I'll one day go and watch this video. I might do a reaction on it, but I mean, there is a question mark. Why, well, it's saying why I do not believe in God. So the presumption is that this person doesn't believe in God, but they would explain their reasons why they don't believe in the video. But again, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have answers for my questions? I really do want to hear your answers. Maybe we can have a dialogue in the comment section below. You know, I mean, it may not be a long convo, only because YouTube has community guidelines, and I've seen this. They will delete or remove comments if the conversations are contentious. They look for signs, and they will just remove stuff. I just leave comments there. If you want to put a comment there, you could put it. Please be respectful. You know, whether you're an atheist or agnostic, let's be respectful. Let's not name call each other. Let's not use profanity. Like, let's be respectful. You can ask me questions. You can test what I'm asking you, and I can do the same thing too, and I'll be respectful to you as well. So those are my thoughts. That's this video. All right, I'm out.